Okay, so we're going to be installing Windows 10 here. So now this is a case where I put my USB into the computer. I have, used the hotkey to get to the boot menu, and I've hit enter, and it's now booting from the USB. Or I have put in a CD into a computer with a blank hard drive. The computer has recognized that there's no operating system on the hard drive and has defaulted to the CD drive or DVD. Or I'm in a virtual machine and I have the ISO image loaded into the virtual computer, and there's a blank hard drive, so it is defaulted to the ISO image. Or I've triggered the virtual computer to read the ISO image and run the installer. Okay, either way, any way you slice it, we are in the Windows 10 setup, and we are going to install Windows 10 onto the computer. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead. I'm the US, if you can't tell, so we're going to leave everything as is. We're going to go ahead and click Install Now. Okay, so setup is starting. Okay. Now in this case, I'm using an ISO that I downloaded during the free download period, so I do not have a product key. Okay, I'm going to click Don't Have a Product Key. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and install Windows Pro, Windows 10 Pro. I'm going to click Next. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click Accept. Okay, and then so this right here, oh, just 1 second, got something going here. Okay, so in this case here, if you were upgrading from Windows 7, say, you would click Upgrade, okay? In the case where you're installing onto a blank drive, or you just want to erase everything on the computer and install onto the computer, this is like we're doing a fresh install is what you'd say. So we click Custom, Install Advanced. Okay, so here's what we have. Drive 0, we have allocated space. All right, now the thing here is that now technically what we should do here is we should create what they call a partition, okay, on the hard drive, and then format that partition to whatever we want. Okay. So in this case, we would go New. Okay, we'd say there was some size that we want. Click OK. All right. So essentially, now we have this partition. So we had drive 0. Now we have our partition 2, which takes up almost the whole thing. We have a system reserve that Windows makes itself. Okay, and then we can go ahead and format that partition if we want. Okay, if we choose to format it, then basically, it's going to erase everything. Okay, but let's just go ahead and refresh this. All right. Oops. Okay, and let's delete it. Click OK. Delete it. Click OK. All right, we just have this unallocated space. The fact of the matter is the Windows setup is already smart enough. If you just have a blank drive, just click Next here. Just don't even mess with doing any of that stuff. If you have a computer that you already have stuff on, just be aware that when you do this right here, you are repartitioning your hard drive, which means that you will lose everything. Okay, so unless you really know what you're doing, get everything off your computer prior to this process that you want to keep. Because once you repartition this stuff, getting this stuff back is not impossible, but it's very difficult. Not something you want to go through. All right, so back up everything before you do this. All right, okay. In our case, we're using an unused computer, brand new hard drive. We just want to install Windows 10, or we want to just erase the entire computer and start fresh with Windows 10. Okay, so we're doing a fresh install. So we just click Next. And Windows 10 is going to automatically partition the drive. It's going to use the entire drive and essentially do exactly what you just saw me do just a second ago. Okay. One thing that's really common that people do is they when they start out is to just partition and partition and partition. And unless you have a good reason for it, you know, let Windows do its thing. Okay, that's my advice. Okay, so we are now having Windows. It's copying the Windows files. It's getting files ready for installation, and it's just going to go ahead and run down this list of features. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll pick it back up in a couple of minutes. Okay, so what we have here is that now Windows 10 has finished with the list. It's gone through a couple of other updates here, and it is now, you'll notice that I just have a black screen. Don't get nervous. As you go through this process, it might pause for a second. It might seem like it's hanging. Go have lunch. You know, don't get nervous. Don't stop the thing once it's started unless you really want to start all the way over. Give it 30 minutes, you know. So there, the system just rebooted once. It might reboot a couple of times. Just be patient. Let it run. Let it do its thing. Until it tells you that it needs something from you, let it run. If it's been an hour, then maybe start over, okay? But you know, 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there is nothing. So just let it do its thing. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and use our, you know what? We're going to customize the settings because this is trying to tell you guys what to do. All right. Okay, so we're going to personalize speech and touch typing along with associated input data to Microsoft. I don't like sending things out. That's just me, okay? That's just me, okay? Advertising ID, let's Skype, no. This, I'm just a no on a lot of this stuff. So you read it and you decide. I'm a no. Yeah, I'm a no on a lot of this stuff. So next, connectivity, okay. Automatically connect to suggested open hotspots, that's a no. Automatically connect to share by your contacts, that's a no. Automatically connect hotspots temporarily to see it paid right, that's a no. Send full error and dice 90% Microsoft. That's a no. It's a no for me. I don't know. You decide. Okay, so browser protection updates. So this I'm going to go ahead and leave on. That's kind of like Microsoft has integrated with Windows 10. They've integrated, you know, virus protection and malware protection. I think it's a win. That's my opinion. It allows they've basically gone kind of Apple-y on all this stuff, right? So they want to have more you know, say in what gets installed in your computer, which I don't think is a bad thing overall. You know, but if you think so, go ahead and turn it off. Use page read prediction to improve reading speed browsing. That's a no. Get updates from and send updates to other pieces. Okay, this is basically using your this is Microsoft using your computer as a torrent network, basically, to get updates from and send updates to other PCs on the internet. This is to minimize zero-day attacks. That's a no for me. You know, I would say, you know, if you're community-minded, go ahead and leave it on. I just don't think my little computer is going to be that helpful with that. So, okay, next. All right, so just a moment. So to summarize, I turned everything off, but you be the judge. Okay, so so we're going to go ahead. My work or school owns it. I own it. I'm going to go ahead and click I own it. Okay, so with a single account, you have easy and trusted access to Microsoft. Now this is a weird one. So basically, Microsoft tries to make you log in with a Microsoft.com account, or you know, a Windows Live account, or whatever it is. Microsoft does not have the best track record of keeping products around for a long time when it comes to like online products. I'd rather just log in locally on my Windows machine. That's just me. Okay, but this will make your life easier. Okay, so if you create a Microsoft account, I really kind of suggest doing this because it's going to default. Like once you log out a couple of times, I'm sorry, once you buy something on the App Store, it's all of a sudden going to make you log into your computer using your Microsoft account. So if you don't remember the password and you're not really sure what that is, it might cause you problems later. So I would suggest that you go ahead and just make a Microsoft account and just use that to log into your computer if you don't already have an account that you like. For me, I'm going to go ahead and skip this step just because that's not what I want to do right now. Okay, who's going to use this computer? Oh my God. All right, so make it secure. Now, here's a case where if you don't enter a password, you won't have to use a password when you log in. You know, no one says you have to use a password on your computer. So in my case, I'm just going to put a very short password, okay, just to show you what it is. Okay. Okay. Oh, it can't contain my own password. All right. Okay. My password is a space, so it says because I put a space in it, it can't contain the password. So, all right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click next. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so we have our first error here. So Explorer exe had an error. That's fine. Okay, don't freak out. We're just going to go ahead and click OK. And let's see what happens. We click OK. It was probably related to the fact that I clicked off on a couple of those options, to be honest with you. You know, you're talking about a lot of variables. It's hard to make things go right. Okay, it says it's lots of great features to get excited about. I got to be honest, I like Windows 10. I did not like Windows 8. It had a very kludgy feel. I like Windows 10 way more. Like it's not even close. Mainly it's the desktop. You know, Windows 8 used that very odd desktop, you know, seemingly without reason. They still kept some of those features in Windows 10, but mainly they've been confined to the start menu. They did mess around with the start menu a little bit, but hey, you know, all in all, I think it's a great upgrade myself. Yeah, I'm pro Windows 10. I'm firmly in the pro Windows 10 camp. I plan to upgrade my computers. I like it. So, one man's opinion. Okay, so it's still getting written here. Still lots of great features to get excited about. It's getting everything ready for you. I guess that's me in this case. Okay, you might want to fast forward through some of this, to be honest with you. Okay, so it's going to keep going here. Okay, so there we have it. We are on our Windows 10 desktop. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so that is the Windows 10 install on your computer. Best of luck. It should go pretty smoothly.